Hi. So usually when I make videos, I like to provide some sort of value to other people. Like I know like I might not be the most entertaining person in the world or anything like that, but like I like sharing something that might give you something in your life where yeah, at least like you get some tips or use some tools or just like can get something out of it and do better. And it's not one of those videos. Like I feel like it's like that. Plus, at least I like to learn better. And now I'm just sort of like a ponytail and take my shower like usual. So like I feel very different. And the whole mood, like this video is probably not as much for you as this for myself. And what I'm talking about is like, um, yeah, how do you put it in words? I'm dealing with something like that's pretty new to me. What I'm talking about is like the loss of a best friend. And I try to control my emotions, or like I really don't know where it's gonna go. I like to be better, but um, I mentioned in the live stream a few days ago that I have a cat and he's not doing too good, and just like it's getting closer. Like I don't know if it's Monday that I have to say bye to him or a few days after that, but man, to see him suffer is really hard. And I'm the kind of a person that always tries to avoid them. Like my whole life, I've been wearing masks and just trying to be the best version of myself, but at the same time, try to be tough. Like being bullied and just like dealing with harder things, I thought like I have to be tough. I have to tough it out. I have to survive. I have to do tons of things, and just like going through all those things isn't that fun or easy or anything. But like having little people or beings that inspired me, where they were alive or fictional, like you might watch movies, read books, or watch anime, play games, and all this stuff. And there's like plenty of people, and I admire a lot of them. Like because of the way I was growing, I felt like I couldn't have my own opinion on all this stuff. And so people that I saw and I admired, I tried to take their personalities and just sort of form myself as a person. And because myself as sort of was suppressed in lots of ways and like I just couldn't be myself. I was wearing lots of masks of being certain people that people wanted me to be like. And I could not be myself. And growing that way, just like I didn't care about myself, but just doing things for others, being people pleaser and all this stuff, and trying to break free of that. And so like throughout my whole journey, I've been trying to do my best. And dealing with pain was a thing. Emotional pain, physical pain, psychological, and all the stuff. I've been going through it. And I've lost some people on the way, but like it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that it crushed me. Like the biggest loss in my life was probably losing my great grandfather. And even then, sort of like it wasn't like it crushed me. It's just like it was really sad. Like there was some regrets and all that. And like I just try to live to the fullest. Like make sure I live and like I don't have regrets and that I don't have words unspoken and just sort of do things that I don't regret. Do things where I don't feel like I could have done more. I don't want that. And losing people is one thing, but animals, I don't know. For me, it's a bit different where it's like a friend, it's a family member, and maybe feeling like a bit of a mother because it's someone you cared for since their birth and like so the moment you got him and until the very day, like for like 13 years or so. And for me, like it's I don't know, like it's not happening yet, but I know it's coming. And the person I am, like I know like I'll probably either be like trying to hold that in and like close up, close up inside to where like I block emotions and I just try to like shift my attention to all the other things, like being there at the vet and saying bye to him and like having me fall asleep and all this stuff, and then trying not to cry in public because it's not really accepted or people shouldn't do that stuff and all that, you know. So like I know I will probably like try to block it all out and just be like, yeah, I miss him, but like not really have a reaction. But deep inside is like tearing me apart. And like in this life, I haven't dealt with something like that to this point, to this level. So it's like it's a new experience, and I wonder how am I gonna deal with it. It's not gonna kill me or like be too bad because like I know this is not the end for him. Like this is just another beginning. Like one little thing, like this journey here will end and he's gonna live on, and you know, getting out of body and other things is possible. Seeing eye to him and seeing him again possible, and it's like it's out there and I will be able to do that. But having him here physically here is such a thing. And it's not just like an animal or something, but like just seeing him as a total like conscious being who has his own character, who's special, who's so freaking intelligent. Like you gotta love them. And you know, like people, I don't think like they appreciate the things they have as much. Like it hits you when it's time, but like every single day we sort of take it for granted. We consider it's normal. Like if you have parents, relatives, people you love and care for and out and all that, it's like, you know, it's like everyday thing. You thinking about death, you know, like it's inevitable. It's gonna come for everyone. Um, Physical body and attachments is it's kind of hard to deal with, but at the same time, it's like most people are like, yeah, like you might have arguments, you might have fights, you might have those moments where you get pissed off at others, and just sort of that moment where you don't appreciate or you don't think about things. It's like I hate when that happens. I hate like taking things for granted. And so like every single day I try to make sure that like I don't do that, that I live up to the fullest, that I say all the things I feel, that there are no arguments with other people. I hate arguing. Like there's no point in that. Um so for me it's big, and like with this experience, like I have no idea what's gonna happen. I'm even like noticing that it's stalling my work. Like I try to focus on other things and do other things, but like I'm there, I'm focused, but consciously my attention is on him. And it's just I don't know, hard to digest. I have no idea what's gonna happen, how I'm gonna react and all that. As in, you know, when the moment comes. And then it's quite likely to be Monday, maybe a few days later, no idea. Um, but if there's any value that I can give you to not waste your time and like sort of have you pity on me or feel like, oh, poor girl and all this stuff, like it's okay. It's my experience, it's my journey, it's my moment of learning and getting better and getting through things, which is like, yay, you know, like always trying to see things in a positive way or at least a better way. But at the same time, like I just want to leave that kind of a message where you know, like people don't appreciate things until they lose them. It's a very common thing. And living life at the fullest includes appreciating everything that you have. Like some moments it might seem like it's what's the point, like people might piss you off, or maybe you know your little critter, like your little animal uh, drops your TV or like destroys your couch or whatever, and you might get all pissed off. But eventually, it's like it's someone like really close to you. So like I don't know, like I don't think I really have that much of a message. Like everyone knows it's deep inside. It's not like I have some grand truth or whatever to share. It's just sort of like I'm documenting myself. I think it's good for my own journey, and you know, one of the things I get to talk it out. Like I'm trying to hold all in and look all tough and just sort of like, yeah, it's gonna be okay. I can take my cat and like blah blah, and just sort of like be the forwarding person, like leader. But like deep inside, I'm like, fuck, you know, it's that kind of a thing. And I don't know, like I have no idea how I'm gonna deal with this yet, or like how am I gonna react? Because like it might be just like acceptance and I mean accepting it anyway. Like it's already there, but kind of like emotional, like no idea what's gonna happen. And I just like, I really don't want this getting in my way of the work and other things I'm doing. And so like responding to people like here in emails and comments and doing sessions and other things is important. And at the same time, I'm like, I know like I might not be in my best shape. Like I want to stream, I want to be with you, I want to just give all my of myself to you. If you know like I have anything to share, I want to do it. And if I can give you any value, I can do it. Like because of you, everyone watching my videos, talking to me, sharing your life with me, it means a lot to me. And because of you, I am sort of noticing the things I'm good at or like I like doing more than anything else. And you know, like all these comments and everything else you leave when you join me like in live streams, I just get so much out of you. And some people say like, you know, like, hey Vida, like every time I watch your streams you just sort of remind me how powerful I am. And just like it makes me feel like, you know, like damn, if there's anything good I can do in life, it just do my best to empower others. And I just like want to do everything, you know, like everything to sort of just remind you how good you are, how wonderful you are, how much there is to you and all that. And I think like this as well, I'm not in my best shape. Like I'm trying to hold it in and like partly letting it out, but like most of it is still in. And how to say it? A lot of people, you know, we try to tough it out. The way I was growing, and some people like be a man, like be tough and all this stuff, and we're sort of like living in the standards of what we should be like and all that. And at the same time, those standards are not working for us. To not do certain things in public, to not act one way or another because someone believes it's not the way it should be when you're actually feeling a whole different way. And I don't know, like for me, that freedom is doing what I want, however I want, when I want it, and I have that. And you know, like I just like want to do my best to help out others in that sort of way, where you get to sort of take off your masks, where you get to be yourself, where you actually get to do something you like. And you know, like this whole like letting it out and talking about it here and letting you see how messed up I might look like. And it's not my worst. I've been the worst. Like I've been worse than that. It's just that it's hard to handle. Like every time I focus on it, it's like, damn, I shift my attention somewhere else because it's hard to deal with it. But like, if I can share this, and if there's something you're going through, like a lot of us are suffering one way or another. For me, right now, it's a loss of my best friend, and it's not, it didn't happen yet, but it's gonna happen soon. And I'm just sort of trying to acknowledge it and accept it and, you know, deal with it in my own ways. But some of you might be going through suicide. Some of you might be going through being depressed, being beaten, like just like going through all these things where you lose people you love, where you feel like you're all alone, where you're all abandoned. And you know, you're not alone. I'm not there physically with you, but I want you to have the freedom to tell me how you feel, to be able to talk it out, to be able to express yourself, because that's really important. Like holding it all in, it's it's tough, it's cool, but it's not healthy. It's not good for you. And so like if you're able to let it out, like I'm already here, at least a little bit, I know it's helpful. And so with this, if there's anything I can give to you right now in this weird state, is to just encourage you to, if there's anything that's going on in your life, talk about it. And you might like talk to people around you. You might be able to acknowledge certain things and go straight for like things you like, or simply like are suffering and you just want to let me know about it. It's okay. Whether you want to write me an email or like leave a comment and share your own story or whatever, I think it's like to be yourself, to have feelings and to be able to express themselves is a strength. And like right now it's a bit crushing and like hard to deal with, but it's just another step on the way of learning and dealing through life. Like I know people, like a lot of my clients and people I talk to have had pets and have lost them and have lost people as well. Like with pets, it's easier and a bit harder to talk about. It's kind of mixed thing because like, you know, like people are like, oh yeah, well pets don't like talk English, they don't really have a language. like verbal and stuff. So because of that lack of communication, we just like have a different connection with them. But at the same time, for me, it's like more about the soul and the being they are. Like, let's say if you get out of body, if you see them somewhere else, like whether it's a pet or a person here, you see them in their true self and who they are, you can appreciate a lot, and they're a whole different state. And like, there's a lot of life, a lot of beauty in that, beauty in who we are as people. And I don't know, I just sort of, I don't like these standards here on earth. Standards of what we're supposed to be like, what we're supposed to do. And, like if you're a woman, you have to be feminine, you have to be all that, da 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 da. And if you're a man, you have to be, like this tough guy and all the stuff. It's like, it's just, it's really trapping. And I don't know, like, I just like uh, fighting those standards in my own ways and just trying to be myself. It doesn't matter if at some points I tend to, let's say, cuss like a sailor as I learned from Rich, or just like be tougher like a man or whatever, or just sort of like be a crybaby because some women do that. Like I just go all over the place and trying not to label it as like, oh, it's my feminine side, it's my masculine side. I'm just like being me. I'm just being me because eventually, like a lot of these things out there in the multiverse, they're different. And like as I'm doing these sessions, as I'm working on myself and other things, I'm noticing that some of my beliefs are changing, which is really good. It's kind of like development. It's kind of that evolution where, like constantly like looking into the past and just trying to fix ourselves when it's actually not the way it is. Like I'm noticing that like in our past lives, we're looking like and we're going through lives and it's not about fixing ourselves. It's like, okay, this is what I did, and you acknowledge that, but you just start being different yourself right now. So it's kind of like, instead of looking at our past lives, instead of trying to fix ourselves and fix all the problems, it's like, like shedding the skin, like as if you were a snake. You don't like put tape on it and like try to fix it. You just sort of drop it all out and try to be the new version. And instead of like trying to get your humor back, trying to become courageous, trying to become like a person who has more connections and all, it's like we're trying to fix a lot of our issues, which is actually like, yeah, you've had those issues, but just kind of like fake it till you make it, like be and act as if, and just sort of the moment you want to get something new in life is the moment you start being that. And it might be like hard to confront something we don't know. Like, how do you understand love or connection if you've never experienced it? But you sort of imagine it or just try to put it in words or feelings, and just from that day on, you just start acting differently. Like, what if I was a courageous person? What if I was actually a really good comedian? And you don't think about like how you suck at jokes and how you need to get better. It's like you start doing that, and like for me, um, it's quite a journey because like dealing with like you know uh saying like the death of my buddy, and it's just the cat, but still he's the best. He's like my king. It's funny. And I see myself where I don't want to do more in life, and I try to act that out, but like at the same time, like I focus, or like I find myself like, or I catch myself focusing on how I should be better. And it's like how I just should fix myself. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of ways to do that, but just now, if I was the way I wanted myself to be, what would I be like? And I list out the things. I list like personalities, characteristics, the actions, the feelings, and just sort of looking at like, oh, okay, I get the feelings that, or sort of I understand, I see the whole bigger picture, and from then on, I sort of like just start living that, just start like just act as if, and eventually, like we don't need to go into the past to fix everything. Of course, there are some issues that might be sort of bleeding through, and sort of facing them, acknowledging them is good. But out in the multiverse, like in our past lives, when we wanted to get better, when we wanted to change things, we didn't have to fix things in the past. We sort of like acknowledged, like, yeah, that happened, but like you had the free will to sort of, right now, you can be different. And just like that, you change. And that's the magic. It's like the present moment is all about that. And for me, just like if I'm the person who wants to make it, who wants to get better, just find the courage to be myself and show the image of myself. So like if I want to make it, if I want to, let's say, grow as a person, or like have my YouTube audience bigger and sort of like get more people so that like I could give even more and all that, I have to do something that's different. And this is the different side. Like this is letting you in on my very personal side. It's like I it's easy to pretend that you're happy and everything's fine, but showing everyone that like you're fucked and you're not doing good, it's different story. So like I don't want to fake anything, and you get to see the real deal. Anyway, I think like I'm talking a lot and in circles and maybe not saying anything clear or not giving you enough value. But if I was to give anything, that's sort of like straight to the point, which is at the end of the video. So like, thanks for wasting our time. Like, trying to come on, but like, sorry, I'll like slobber all over the place. Um, yeah, it's just like trying to make most of your life. It's like even though like it is temporarily, like this journey here on Earth is temporary, having the experience that you enjoy, at least that you live to the fullest, that you get like full experience and you like, is important. And so wherever you are in life, if you're suffering, if you're not happy, if you're depressed, or maybe you're doing good, I think like just going for your dreams, no matter how hard and impossible that might seem, just doing something that like might actually be weird ass and seems like the whole world is against you. I just want to remind you that it's possible, that you can do it all. And like finding moments of joy in the smallest things, the gratefulness, the gratitude, all that. Like for me, like, hey, I got water. I have this, I have that, and like makes me super happy. Man, those wallpapers, 25 cents. I'm freaking happy. Like I scored, So like smallest things, like whatever I can find, I appreciate it. Like if I get a phone call from my grandma, I appreciate it. So like smallest things can actually make you happy, and it can help you refocus. And at the same time, just sort of try to be the version of yourself that you would like yourself to be. And it's easy to say for me, like, oh yeah, just sort of act as if, but literally, like, if there's personality or characteristic that you want, I would say like describing it as good as you can, how you would feel like, how you would act, what would like the actions be like, and all the events, the people, the reactions, and all that. Just sort of like get the best idea of what it's like to be that, and then try to act it, fake it, do it. But eventually, I think you start living in the zone where it is possible. So for some people are like, like they might manifest really harsh events in their life. Like literally, I was cutting onions the other day, and because I love cooking and like watching people do that to learn from them, like you learn how to cut and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I have to focus on cutting, but deep inside I was like focusing on how to not cut myself, and I cut myself. Like I actually like went really deep, and I like bam, so like that was kind of like we might just focus on wrong things, and it's so easy to manifest. So like if you're in control of your attention and the focus, you can reach all of it. Anyway, it's enough of me blabbering, but like if there's anything you get out of this, I'll be happy. But anyway, thank you for spending your precious time with me and watching my journey and just being here. And I hope you're doing good. I hope you're making most out of your life, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.